Cecile, how does the GOP get away with purporting to be, quote, pro-life while also mainstreaming white supremacy and standing in the way of gun reform?
Well, Alicia, at first, I just have to say how heartbreaking it is to see this tragedy in Buffalo. It's unspeakable. And you're right. The same people who are blocking any kind of common sense gun laws in this country are the people who are now part of the Republican Party, the leadership of the Republican Party, banning all abortions for people in this country. And I think the American people are seeing it. I just came back from Texas, where, of course, we've had an abortion ban in place since September. And the fear of women in that state, fearful of who they can ask for help, where they can go, having to leave the state, in some cases drive hundreds of miles to another state with no support, is so distressing. And so to me, it's that what really comes through, Alicia, is the cruelty and the inhumanity of the Republican Party right now. And at least I can say from the state of Texas, thousands of people turned out this weekend to protest. I think that people are realizing there has got to be a political solution to this, and that means to unelect people who stand in the way of gun reform and are fighting to basically take away a right that people have had for 50 years, and that's a right to make a decision about your own pregnancy.
Jessica, I just want to connect the dots here. Not that you know this well, Cecile knows this well, but Jezebel takes a look at the ties between white nationalism and the anti-abortion movement starting back in the 70s. Quote, the notion of white genocide has always been explicitly tied to reproductive politics. Sterilization-obsessed eugenicists worried that black and immigrant reproduction would outpace white fertility. In the same era, contraception and abortion were becoming more safely available, mostly to white women. How much of this war on reproductive rights is fundamentally about maintaining power?
I think all of it is. It's about being against women. And let's just zoom out to the points that Cecile was just making, which is the Republican Party would rather tell law enforcement to go punish women, punish doctors, punish loved ones who are trying to get their family members and loved ones health care, than empower that same law enforcement to prevent gun violence. That is a problem. And that level of control, I know you're talking about Elise Stefanik later in the episode tonight. She's sitting there tweeting about how her colleagues are pedophiles while being a leader of a party that is empowering and trying to take control back from women and instead make victims of abuse, whether incest or rape, carry pregnancies that may result from that abuse to term. And that fundamental hypocrisy is embedded throughout the modern Republican Party and Republican politicians that we see, and wildly out of step with where voters want them to be.